NATO, did you know the rich are trying to escape the mess that they've created on Earth?
I've heard about this.
Yeah. And I don't know if they're going to get away on the little Tic Tacs. I don't know if they're going to hitch a ride with the aliens, but it seems like they're trying to. Of course, Elon's probably going to come out and be like, I have actually a self-driving Tic Tac that does not require any non-human biologics to ride it. But there's a few stories that have come to our attention lately on this show, and we have to decide, NATO, as obviously revolutionaries who want to overthrow the entire system, where we want the rich to hide. So this is They Better Hide. Okay, so one of these is something.
Shout out Marjorie Taylor Greene in the audience.
Shout out MTG. What up, girl? You better hide. Oh God, can you imagine writing out the apocalypse with Marjorie? But I mean, let's be real. She does CrossFit and tantric sex, so I feel like it might be more interesting. And I can't believe I said that. But
does she do tantric sex?
She cheated on her husband with a tantric sex guru. That's all we can stomach at this hour of lunch. Wow. So Douglas Rushkoff, I believe his name is, wrote this entire book called The Survival of the Richest. And I did this for a bonus bish, but there are underground bunkers that the rich are investing in. One of the companies is called Vivos, and it is converting Cold War munition storage facilities and missile silos into basically little, he calls them Club Med resorts that offer private suites for individuals or families, larger common areas with pools, games, movies, and dining. Ultra elite shelters, another one called the Oppidum in the Czech Republic, claim to cater to the billionaire class and pay more attention to the long-term psychological health of residents. They provide the imitation of natural light, such as a pool with a simulated sunlit garden area, a wine vault, and other amenities to make the wealthy feel at home. So we've got bunkers. That's happening. Now, I don't know if you saw this. Sam Bankman-Fried and his brother actually tried to buy an island as a way to avoid, I guess, any accountability for them, making $800 billion disappear. So Sam Bankman-Fried and his brother tried to buy the island nation of Nauru with FTX funds, and they wanted to build a bunker there. So there's an island. The lawsuit. So there's all this discovery happening with this lawsuit against him. They found there was plans to purchase Nauru, a tiny nation in Micronesia. The goal, according to the memo, would be to build a bunker that could be used in the event that 50% to 99.99% of the people die, with the aim of ensuring that most EAs or effective altruists can survive, as well as to develop sensible regulation around human genetic enhancement and build a lab there. Probably there are other things it's useful to do with a sovereign country too, the memo also notes. So anyway, Micronesia, just some low-lying islands in the middle of a climate chaos. Tight.
Sure. Sounds smart. Trying to build Atlantis. Cool.
Yeah. But finally, we have our third choice of, I don't know, where you think they should hide, which is Venus. Now, hear me out, NATO. I know what you're thinking. What? Venus? I thought it was Mars. No. Because guess what?
Right. Tell me about it.
The co-founder of OceanGate, you might have heard of their little shipwreck from the submersible, where some 5 billionaires imploded. So that co-founder now wants to send 1,000 people to a floating colony on Venus by 2050 and says we shouldn't stop pushing the limits of innovation. His name is Sonline, and he hasn't let the recent events of the submersible dampen his ambition and claims humanity needs to continue pushing the limits of innovation. So they wanted to create crewed submersibles that could be chartered to go to the bottom of the sea, but the technologies found along the way to this goal would likely be useful to get humans to space. So, of course, Elon Musk wanted to do SpaceX. Now, OceanGate wants to do Venus. Venus, however, is the warmest planet on the solar system. Its atmosphere is chock full of carbon dioxide. Surface temperatures could melt lead, and sulfuric acid rains down from the clouds. Its atmospheric pressure is crushing more than 90 times that of Earth. But he says it's not as crazy as it seems. Quote, I think it is less aspirational than putting 1 million people on the Martian surface by 2050. In other words, Elon's stupid. Oh yeah? Pluto, bitch. What about Planet X? Was that a planet or not? We're going to there.
Let me channel my inner Ron Perlman.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of ways to go to Venus, motherfucker.
You coming around here talking about Venus? We'll get you to Venus. We know where you fucking live. Okay, so we've got islands underwater in a bunker in a missile silo and Venus. There's a lot of choices here, but I don't know, NATO. What I think, here's my opinion about this. I think they should just go. Just pick one and all go. But there has to be a pact. Like they all have to go.
Like all the billionaires.
All the billionaires have to go.
Right.
And I don't because they're vying, like they're all trying to also sell units and apartments on their particular escape, in their particular escape pod. They're never gonna all fucking agree because they still have to make money somehow.
They're all trying to go down grifting.
Exactly.
They're trying to like grift each other in the final hours.
Can you imagine the last people on Earth are just going to be nonstop grifters? Like there's like 6 of them. They're like, so if you actually pay $6 a month for a second tier on my Substack, I'll let you know how we can find more oxygen in this bunker here.
Right. I've invented an Airbnb for sex where like we can put to have a relationship where like you're the person that I lease a partnership from, and I'll signify that by putting a ring on your finger. So I'm reinventing marriage, but
I'm utterly disrupting marriage.
I'm calling it the sharing economy.
First of all, Sam Bankman-Fried and all those FTX like freaks, they were freaks, if you know what I'm saying. They apparently were very like they all did group sex, which might be the most endearing thing about them. But that was what they were doing in addition to like swindling politicians out of their money.
Okay. Serious question. Very important. Since you
or donating to them. Yes.
Marjorie Taylor Greene being into tantric sex.
Oh God.
And now SBF being freaky deaky.
Yeah.
So you imagine the SBF is bad at sex, but what if he's like a horrible person, but also like the all-time goat of fucking? Would you hit?
No, absolutely not. Absolutely
if you were Sam Bankman-Fried's hall pass,
no,
and he was the greatest at sex of all time.
No, because like that you hit that he's or what if MTG is the best at sex there is? Would you hit? I think it's no.
I don't know. I mean, I think you kind of want to. Don't you think you'd be like, I would like to know what it's like to hit the best of all time?
It depends. Like if I'm on the island nation and we're all running out of oxygen, obviously I hope all of the billionaires in the submersible, RIP, but I hope they all got it on, including the sun. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's incest, but hey, we got no time. I'm going to go with no, but if Bankman-Fried were either a bit more attractive or actually rich, I might say yes.
Okay, interesting.
But I know people who have like they had the best sex of their lives with with fives. Best sex of your life with a 5.
What about a Cape Cod 8?
Or Cape Cod 8. That is the name of this episode, is Cape Cod 8. I don't know, NATO. You've got a lot of material about billionaires and getting rid of them. Are they getting rid of themselves as we wrap up this segment?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like, it's like you see life expectancy and birth rates declining and suicide rising and overdoses among white people. Like the people complaining about the white genocide are sort of doing more of a lightweight white suicide, and the billionaires are like, I've been, trying to figure out like how do we have a class war to end billionaires, and then they're like, oh, you're just going to see yourselves out? Well, fine.
Right.
Fuck off then. Just just rapture yourselves to Venus and get on with you.
I'm telling you though, when Blue Origin, like, completely like goes up in flames, or another one of these SpaceX things, like, don't ask me to cry. Don't ask me to worry about their fucking families.
Yeah,
No, I'm
you don't
sorry.
you don't
I
want to
don't care.
do a GoFundMe for one of their, like, for what's his name, Sprong lines, the Venus guy, for his
Yeah, yeah,
funeral
yeah.
expenses when his shit blows up. I'm gonna say I'm on the side of send them to Venus, just because, like, you know like, I imagine that if they do the bunker thing and then, per my joke, then things are cool after that.
Yes,
Uh, that it,
which I've
like,
quoted multiple times.
pretty quickly they'll be like, hey, you guys, we figured out how to get out of the bunker, and we kind of want to hang out again. What's up, everybody? Like, I just think it'll be easier for them to, you know,
I think in order to do that,
bother.
we need to create a character who's sort of the ultimate grifter, and they need to have like some kind of hypersleep situation. I did just see not too long ago Idiocracy, so we've got to convince them. We've got like, it's got to be an RFK anti-vax type situation, like that kind of celeb who's like, no, this is straight up. It'll put you into sleep for like 100 years. Everything's going to shit on this earth anyway, and when you wake up, we will have done the research to make Venus inhabitable. Except it's just fentanyl. What's going on, Frantifa? If you haven't already, subscribe to this channel right now. Hit that button. And also, you can become a patron and support the show every single week. Get access to bonus episodes and exclusive merchandise. Patreon.com/Bitchuation Room. Do it.